Hello my dear students, welcome once again to Zenith Academy Online. My name is Fatima Vora and today we are going to start with Figures of Speech Part 1. Part 1 because here we are going to cover only 5 basic figures of speech and gradually we will move on to the next group of figures of speech with the difficulty level increased. Let's move ahead. What are figures of speech? Now, a figure of speech is a deviation from the ordinary use of words in order to increase their effectiveness. Now, what does it mean? That normally when we speak or when we are into conversation with someone or when we write essay or comprehensions, we write it in a normal English language format without using any more effective language. But when the poets, when there is a poetic language or the flow of words is necessary to create that particular effect, to convey the message, the sentences are twisted, they are represented in a different form from the ordinary one, and these are the places where we use the figure of speech. So the first and the very basic figure of speech that we are going to study is called as simile. Simile is when a direct comparison is made between two objects of different kinds which have at least one point in common. Means these two objects which we are comparing are totally different from each other, but they have at least one point in common, and the comparison is made using the words as, like and so. This figure of speech, when such sentences are formed, is called as simile. Let's see examples. As good as gold. Here we are comparing a particular thing to be as good as gold. Here the word as is used to make direct comparison between the two things. Creeping like a snail. Here the word like is used to compare the pattern of walking of that particular thing with a snail. Sighing like furnace. Here again the word like is used to make comparison between the temperature of a thing with the furnace. Mute as a mouse in the corner the cobra lay. Now just see the difference between the two animals, the cobra and mouse. These are two extreme animals different from each other, but mute, the silence of both the animals is compared over here. So mute word is used over here to compare how cobra laid in the corner. It was as mute or as silent like a mouse. So the word as is used over here to create comparison between mouse and the cobra. Love swells like the Solway but ebbs like its tide. Now this sentence is taken from an Irish poem. That is why Solway is the inlet, water inlet near the Ireland. So it is an Irish water inlet where love is compared. The feeling of love is compared like the incoming water, but ebbs like its tide. But when this feeling goes away, the feeling of love goes away, it goes as fast as the tide. As the water of the tide gets away or detaches itself from the shore, that comparison is made over here. So like is the word used to make the comparison between the feeling of love and how the water of the sea comes in and moves away from the shore. Now, how and where will you use this figure of speech simile? The first thing we know is already that the figures of speech are used in poems. So there you will have questions where you have to identify which figure of speech is there in that particular stanza or in that particular line of the poem. Or otherwise, if you want to create effectiveness in the creative writing portion of your literature, you can use these figures of speech. For example, if I have to use this sentence, creeping like a snail, and I am writing a composition or a story about a child, so I can compare the walk or the walking pattern of that child to a snail using the kid was creeping like a snail. Similarly, you can use it in creative writing section, stories, compositions, etc. Let's move ahead to the second figure of speech. It is called as metaphor. Now, metaphor is an indirect comparison between two things. Now, Simile and metaphor go hand in hand. If you know simile, you have to know metaphor. Why? Because there is only a slight difference, a difference of a thin line between simile and metaphor. Simile is direct comparison where the words like, as and so are used. But when you compare two things in metaphor, these words are absent. In metaphor, it is indirect comparison, means we are directly addressing that particular thing as the other. Life is a journey. I am not saying, if I say life is like a journey, and the word like comes, it becomes simile. Here I am omitting the word like, I am directly saying that life is a journey. I have directly addressed life as a journey, and therefore the figure of speech is metaphor. All the men and women are merely players. All the men. Now we know players are athletes of different sports. But here I am addressing all the men and women as players. Means merely players means in the journey of life, all the men and women are merely players. So here I am comparing or creating an indirect comparison between men and women and players. That bush of hair. Here hair is compared to a bush, but without the use of words like, as and so, and that is why it is a metaphor. Her fortress is a faithful heart. Here a heart, a part of the human body, is directly compared to the fortress. The autumn comes a maiden fair. This is a line from a famous poem, and here autumn, it is from the poem To Autumn. Autumn is compared to a maiden fair. Fair where we see a lot of colorful things, objects, and we do enjoy ourselves. The autumn season is compared to a maiden fair without the use of words like, as and so. So we have to consider and understand this thin line of difference between simile and metaphor. Metaphor also, like simile, can be used in your creative writing section, and while identification, please take care that you do not get confused between simile and metaphor. Let's move ahead to the third figure of speech. It is called personification. The name itself tells us that person, some person, when we are talking about something to be given a person's quality, it is called as personification. When inanimate objects or abstract ideas are spoken of as having life, means given human qualities or emotions, it becomes personification. In these sentences, or where the figure of speech personification is used, abstract ideas or inanimate lifeless objects are given qualities of human beings, and that is why it will be said as personification. The first example is, and stars begin to peep. Here stars, the celestial objects, are given the human quality of peeping. Death lays his icy hands on king. Now death lays its icy hands, as if a person is laying cold icy hands on the king. So this is something after death our body temperature falls, so it is compared to icy hands of death, and death is said to be given a human quality of laying icy hands. Laughter holding both her sides. Here laughter is given a human quality of holding sides. And her true love came riding by. Now as if some person comes riding by, so love is given that human quality. Where blossoms kiss and part. Here blossoms are given the human quality of kissing and falling apart from each other. So whenever any inanimate object, an object that cannot show emotions, is given human quality or human emotions, that will be called as personification. Let's move to the next figure of speech, alliteration. Now, alliteration is when similar sound is repeated or the same starting alphabet is repeated to create emphasis of that particular stanza or sentence. It is called as alliteration. It is mostly used in the poetic effect and in songs. First example is, round a rugged rock A ragged rascal ran. Now this is a kind of tongue twister also. Now the sound of R is repeated to create that effect in the sentence. The babbles rose and burst. Here B is repeated. The sound of B is repeated. He banned no creed. He bared no class. Here almost every sound is repeated twice. He, her is repeated. Banned and barred, B is repeated. No is repeated. And K, class and creed, the sound of C is repeated. He stayed not for break. He stopped not for stone. Here also the sound of S, is repeated to create that emphasis and effect. And yet you will weep and know why. Here again the sound of W and Y, Y and W is repeated to create that poetic effect. Now when we see the next figure of speech, similarly there is a thin line of differentiation between alliteration and the next one is repetition. Now the difference is that in alliteration only the first sound is repeated, and in repetition the entire word is repeated to create that poetic effect. When the same words are repeated, it is called as repetition. Home, home, sweet home. Load on load. Forever and forever and forever. Now these are the words that are usually used in poems and songs to create the lyrical effect. I am just glad as I can be. Here I am repeated to create that emphasis of happiness that I have inside me. Her ways are ways of gentleness. So her ways are also compared to the ways of gentleness, how gentle a person can be, and the word ways is repeated to create that emphasis. Now here mostly the repetition of words is there to create the effect, to create emphasis on that particular thing. The more the repetition, the more the emphasis is created. So my dear students, here we end the first group of figures of speech, which are the most basic and the easiest one. We will soon come up with the next set of figures of speech. Stay tuned to our channel. Do write us in the comment section for any doubts and share it with your friends. Stay tuned on Zenith Academy Online. Thank you.